Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady, where crazy customers mistake normal people for being actual employees. No, I won't be checking if there's a copy of a movie that hasn't even been released in the cinemas, as I do not work here. Hi all, first time poster here on this subreddit, but after reading some of the stories here, reminded me of one of my own incidents when I was in high school working for a really popular South African restaurant franchise that has a Native American theme. It has several hundred stores all across the country, in all the cities and most of the smaller towns, and used to run constant ads everywhere. One afternoon, during a small break, I decided to buy myself a DVD or two. Never rented, even though a few years later I would part own a video rental store and have some stories that I might post on r/tales from retail. In my full uniform, which included long jeans, navy blue golf shirt, apron, and a hat that has the logo from the franchise prominently all over it. The store I went to had a very different uniform, with the only similarity was that they also wore jeans. Plus, they had just recently opened, and they were an independent store, and it had been unoccupied for years before. After picking up the original X-Men 1 and 2 DVDs, this was about late 2002, early 2003, and making my way to the counter to pay, I see a short lady trying to reach for a DVD that is just out of her reach. I grab it easily, being about 6'6", and she thanks me. I say no problem and continue on my way to the counter, when I feel someone prodding on my back. "Excuse me, young man, do you know if there's any stock in the back for X-Men 3? Unfortunately, I do not think they would have, as they are still making the "I don't care if you do not think if they would have it or not, just go and check it." Me, pointing to my restaurant logo on my shirt. "Listen ma'am, I do not work here. I work at a restaurant. X-Men 3 is scheduled for release sometime in 2006. I think so at this moment they would still be writing the screenplay for it, so they haven't even made it yet." The DVD store manager then notices us and comes over. What seems to be the issue here?" "Finally, someone in charge. I want you to fire this gentleman," pointing to me, "as he is refusing to obey an order from me." I can't do that." "And why not?" Because he doesn't work here. Look at my uniform. Jeans, white shirt, badge with logo on it. Look at my staff members at the counter. The exact same. He is clearly wearing a waiter uniform for the restaurant over there, as their logo is all over his uniform, not our store. What was it that you wanted him to do? And I will do my best." "I just want to know if you have a stock of X-Men 3. "I caught a bit of what this gentleman was saying earlier. It is scheduled for a theatrical release during the first quarter of 2006, so in about 3 or 4 years we will have it." "Well, I can go buy DVDs of movies that are not out yet at the Robot." In South Africa, that's what we call traffic lights. "Why can't I do it here?" "Because those DVDs are illegal, and if you buy those, you will be supporting criminals." The lady then shoves whatever she was going to buy into the hands of the manager and leaves with a huff. "You've just lost a loyal customer that has been coming here for years. I will die before I come back into this pitiful store. And good luck trying to find a copy of a movie that hasn't been filmed yet. Also, we've only been open for trading for 3 days. The lady just huffs and walks away. I then told the DVD store manager that it is most likely going to happen again and not going to be the last, and she would definitely be back again. Which I did notice her return a few days later, but I didn't see if she bought anything. I wonder if that lady actually ever lived to see X-Men 3. I just shrugged. My wife and I went to an office supply store to look for particular folders, but also decided to look around for pens and other supplies. An employee asked if we needed help, and I indicated that I did. I asked if they had some coloured folders, and if they did custom folders. He did not have the information I asked, so he went off to ask management. Mind you, I wasted time looking at the other merchandise and only had an hour lunch, and the employee was taking a while to come back to us, so we decided best to leave. I, however, needed to use the bathroom and could not hold it for work. I did my business and washed my hands, but could not dry them because there was no paper towels. Will be important info. I scanned through the store from the restroom to look for my wife and spotted her with the employee. As I was about to walk toward them, a lady started to say something, but I didn't understand her. I'm sorry, ma'am, can you repeat that? I said I had to dry my hands with my pants because there was no towels. Oh, I know, I had to do the same thing. The air blowers didn't work either. Yeah, I had to go to the other stalls to look for toilet paper. Now, I gave her a weird look, because why would she say that to a stranger? That sucks. The lady then looks back at me and glares at me. Well, what are you gonna do about it? It's disgusting in there. I just shrugged, and I meant to say, not much I can do, but I actually said, not much, and walked away to my wife. I talked to the employee and told him we had to leave because my lunch hour was almost up. I happened to glance at the restroom as we were leaving and see the lady talking to the employee I was speaking with and saw her point at me. I was thinking to myself, I wasn't that rude to her for her to gossip about me. Then I saw her cover her face and went back into the restroom. I always wondered why she did that. Why did she cover her mouth and run into the restroom? After finding this subreddit, I have realised that she thought I was an employee, and the actual employee must have told her I didn't work there, and she felt embarrassed. I don't know why, just the thought of the guy just shrugging and going, huh, not much, and just walking away, that just makes me laugh. Actually, I do work here, that's why. So a little background. In Australia, the finer details vary by state. If you work as security anywhere there may be a crowd, you are assigned a number by the establishment. The guard is then referred to by that number. This stops angry drunks finding you in the phone book. So what this means is when anyone at work asks for my name, it's always a random 3-digit number. D will be drunk Karen, M, manager, and me, well, me. Have a lovely evening, ma'am. Thank you. What's your name? My name is 872. Don't give me that number crap. What's your name? By law, don't give me that crap. I'm gonna find your name, even if you don't tell me. Drunk Karen then walks back inside to see the manager. Manager and Karen come out shortly after. This guard? Yes. All I want was his name, and he's refusing to give it to me. That's because he's working. So? By law, I cannot give out my name, nor can the establishment to patrons. That's why I wear this number, so people can identify me. The law is there to protect me in the event of an extremely displeased persons. By having a number instead of a name, the extremely displeased person can't look me up. Oh, I didn't know that. Not many do. Shall I walk you to your car? Yes, please. Wait, that was a weird... What? Did a random Karen just actually be nice? What? Lost job 2 weeks ago, an old boss keeps texting me insisting I do work. At first, I responded politely, explaining I can't help anymore because I don't have access to relevant systems, and also, I'm not an employee, have a new job, and I'm busy. I then cut conversation short as boss was a nightmare to work for when I was there and didn't want to get into it with them. Boss then responds a day later, insisting I call them to help with another, different issue that I know they don't need my help with, as it's such a simple and self-explanatory task. I was laid off because my role no longer required, apparently, and I left a great handover log and was super thorough in handing everything over. Gave boss plenty of opportunity to fact find from me. I was on notice since last October, so there's no way they needed my help, except for forgetfulness/laziness on their part. Not only that, I got utterly screwed over with severance pay, and despite being in a great position to help me, this boss wouldn't lift a finger to make my situation better. I literally don't work here, lady, stop texting me. What they should do is tell them that they're happy to help, but that their consulting fees begin at like $1,000 an hour, and just charge from there. Mistaken for an employee in B&Q. I wear black combats, a green polo shirt, and black steel-toe cap boots for work. So when in any garden centre / builders merchants / DIY shops, people just assume that I work there. Fair enough. One day in B&Q, DIY store in the UK, an older chap came up to me and asked politely if I knew where the cement was. He was so polite, so I said, sorry, I don't work here, but I'll show you. Honestly, he was so lovely that I helped him build a pond later that month. Turns out he lived near another lady that I helped with her garden. So now when I go to do her garden, I water his plants and have a cup of tea with him. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you did, remember to leave a like on it and subscribe if you aren't already. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen now or check out the playlists on the channel. But thank you again, and I will see you very soon.